Hey, what's up everyone? Today is Tuesday, which means that it's time for another live Q&A. As always, I'm your host, Paul J. Lipsky. Some really important news I have to share with you all today. If you're a dropshipper on eBay, there's something that you need to be aware of that you need to update. Otherwise, you could get in a lot of trouble with eBay. So we're going to be talking about that today. I know I told some of you guys we're going to be talking about product research this week during the live stream, but we're going to do that next week because I do these lives every single week at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you put that on your calendar. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the live streams or any updates like this. You know, I'm not going to waste any time here. We're just going to get right into the important content, and then I'll jump into the live chat and start answering some questions. So if you're here live, feel free to jump in that chat and start asking some questions, and then I'll get to them afterward. Okay, so today's update comes from eBay itself. Actually, let me show you the email that I received. This is something that we've been talking about for a few weeks, or a couple of months actually, but the implications of this were not quite known to me at the time. So this is the email that I got from eBay. It says, "Welcome to International Shipping Simplified." It says, "Hey Paul, we've enrolled you in eBay's International Shipping Program." So if you're not familiar with this international shipping program, this is replacing eBay's old program, which was called the Global Shipping Program. And basically, this is a very easy way to sell items internationally. So instead of selling products to someone overseas and then having to physically ship the product yourself overseas or to arrange for it to be sent overseas, all you have to do is get the item delivered to eBay, and then eBay will forward it along to the customer overseas. This is honestly a great program. It was used a lot by dropshippers such as myself when it was called the Global Shipping Program, and it was great. The problem with it is that it doesn't work for suppliers that don't provide us valid tracking numbers. And that's the case with Amazon and increasingly with Walmart as well. Some Walmart orders will come with a valid tracking number, in other words, like a FedEx or UPS tracking number, but not all of them. And at this point, most Amazon orders come with an Amazon tracking number, which can't be uploaded into eBay. So for any of those orders with those tracking numbers, we can't use the Global Shipping Program. We can't use the International Shipping Program, which is their new replacement for the Global Shipping Program. So why does this matter? Why am I telling you this? Okay, just don't use it, right? Well, what I wasn't aware of is that eBay actually automatically opts you into this by default. They automatically signed me up. I woke up today, saw this email and was like, oh, all my listings are now opted in to the International Selling Program, which means anyone can purchase them overseas. And if they buy them and it's an Amazon item or a Walmart item, I can't order for the customer because it's not going to get to them. So this is obviously a big problem. So let me share my screen so we can see more, because I went over to eBay to try to figure out what we can do about this. So on eBay's website, it tells us more about the eBay International Shipping Program. And I do want to spend a minute kind of highlighting some of the benefits of it, because it can still be used by us dropshippers, but you have to know when it can be used and why you might want to use it and when you don't want to use it. So there are some huge benefits to this. This just describes what I've already told you. But the easiest part about it is that you just have to ship to the domestic shipping hub, and then eBay handles the rest. And the really cool thing about it that really separates it from the old program are the returns. eBay manages and pays for returns. Plus, you're protected from common claims, all at no cost to you. That is huge. That removes one of the worst things about the Global Shipping Program, was the returns. Now it's done very easily because eBay is just going to, I guess they eat the cost of it themselves, which saves us a ton of money as sellers. So that's pretty much everything you have to know about it. But if you don't want to use it, this page describes how you can opt out of it. So there's two choices for you here. You can opt out of the program entirely, which means that it won't apply to any of your items. So no one can buy it from you overseas. or you can opt out individual items. For now, what I did was I opted out of the whole program. And it's actually very easy to do. There are instructions right here on how to do it. But basically, you go onto ebay.com and on the top left says your name. Click on that and then click on account settings. And then click where it says shipping preferences. That's under the category or the section that's called selling. So click on shipping preferences, and right there at the top, it's going to say eBay International Shipping, and you can opt out of it. It'll ask you a reason that you're opting out of it. I just chose that I'm not interested in shipping internationally, but you can choose whatever reason that you want, and you'll then be opted out. Now, it did say it could take up to, I think, 24 hours to actually be opted out. So hopefully I don't make any sales for things for international items, but just be aware of that as well. So for now, that's what I did. I opted out of this entirely, and I encourage you to do the same thing if you're drop shipping a lot of items from Amazon and Walmart, because you're not going to be able to ship those to customers. The tracking numbers aren't going to work, because when this program gets an order, the way it tracks that order as it arrives to the domestic hub is through the tracking number. So if you don't have a tracking number that matches the one that's on the package, and that's not what you uploaded into eBay, eBay's not going to be able to track it. They're not going to be able to link those two items up together, or the item with the order. And then they're going to say, hey, you never delivered the item to us at all. So that's what you want to avoid from happening at all. And it does say that you can at any time opt back into the program. So you can always do that later. So when would you want to use this? Well, you can still use this with suppliers that do provide valid tracking numbers. Like for myself, I use a lot of Home Depot. So Home Depot, I'm going to continue to use them for Home Depot. So when it comes to that, what you have to do is you have to opt back in, and then on a per listing basis, opt out of it. So I'm trying to figure out a good system for this, because if you're adding a lot of products, you have to then add them and then go onto eBay and opt yourself out of it. There might be a way to do it in the selling preferences, but I got to play around with that a little bit. And that's why for now, I'm just turning the whole thing off, because I don't want to risk it. I can turn it back on later and then opt out all of my Walmart items and all my Amazon items, and just keep it for suppliers like Home Depot that actually give me real tracking numbers that I can use. All right. So that's the big announcement that I really think everyone should be doing if you're a drop shipper, until we figure out how to like streamline this process and just opt out of these listings that are coming from Amazon and Walmart. But for now, I think you should all do it. And the instructions for that, again, go to eBay, click on your name on the top left, click on settings, then go to your, what's it called? The shipping preferences, and then click on opt out of eBay International Shipping. There's some other news I wanted to share with all of you as well. Each week now, I'm trying to give you guys some news that might affect us as drop shippers or sellers on eBay and Amazon and Facebook Marketplace. So one good piece of news is that eBay tells Wall Street things are bang on track. Interesting headline here. But basically what this applies to is eBay's managed payment system, which they've been rolling out for a few years now. It's apparently going really well and working really well for the company. I like to see stuff like that, because that means that the marketplace that I love, eBay, that we sell on, it's going well and it's strong and it's going to stick around. So that's good news to see. More good news for sellers if you're selling on Amazon. Over 60% of sales on Amazon in 2022 were from independent sellers. So it's not just Amazon making all the money here, it's also independent sellers. More independent sellers, 60% of the total sales are from independent sellers, which is awesome to see. And that equaled over 4.1 billion products in 2022. Now, this piece of news, the headline is Google is going to delete inactive accounts, including Gmail, YouTube, and photos. This is really important. So eBay, oh my gosh, mixing up my words here, or my services. Google recently said that if you have an old Gmail account that you haven't been using, they might be deleting that account soon. Now, the reason they're doing this is kind of, I guess, to clear up their servers and to just kind of get rid of some stuff that's not even doing anything, some accounts that aren't even really active. And they're going to be doing this in waves. So the first accounts they're going to get rid of are any accounts that were created and then never logged into again. And then they're going to get rid of accounts that have been logged into several times, but over time someone stopped using them. And they are going to send out plenty of notices about this. They're going to send out multiple emails to the accounts, letting them know the account's going to be deleted. So why am I telling you this as a channel talking about dropshipping? Well, because I know that a lot of you, and myself included, I've created many Gmail accounts for different reasons. Like each of my eBay accounts has a different Gmail account. Sometimes I'm signing up for logins on retailers' websites, and I'm creating multiple Gmail accounts to do that, to take advantage of things like discounts with them, or just to kind of spread things out a bit. And a lot of times I don't even log into those Gmails. I just have the emails forwarded to another email inbox that I check. So if that's your case, make sure you are checking those emails coming to those accounts. If those are accounts you want to keep, because there's a chance that Google will delete them if you're not actively using them and logging in and sending and receiving emails from them. So that's all the news that I have for you. I wanted to let you know that I do have some freebies that I created recently as well. So down in the description underneath this video are some links to some free stuff that I have created for you. The first link, I think is the first thing. Let me see. The first link is this one. Which one comes first? Yeah, this one. This one's the first one, I think. And either way, there's 2 of them or 3 of them. And this one will reveal to you all the suppliers I use for dropshipping, the top dropshipping suppliers, and you can see which ones are good and which ones are bad. And there's some other bonus information in there as well. So you can get that free download here. And the second one I created for you is a list of all the dropshipping software that I use. So it's one of the most common questions that I get. Which software should I be using for my dropshipping business? Well, I created a full guide on all the software I use, why I use it, why I recommend it, when you would want to use it. There's some software that you don't need and some that I think you do need. So I kind of break that all down for you in this kind of guide for you. So you can click on that and get your free copy of it to get that information yourself. So those are all the updates. Let me jump into the live chat and see what questions everyone has this week for me. All right. Okay. Many YouTubers have maybe not want to restart eBay dropshipping because of the MC011 warnings and accounts getting suspended. Who is saying that? Because I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing people getting suspended or MC011. I'm not seeing YouTubers that happen to YouTubers either. So, I'm talking to dropshippers every day, and that's not my experience, and it's not the experience of the people I'm talking to either. So I'm not sure where you're seeing that from, to be honest. Carrie says, what is the product research criteria you are currently using? So next week, I'm going to do a live stream where I am going to dive into this a bit more into product research. So if you want to check that out, definitely subscribe, definitely be looking out for that video next week. But if you remember one of my courses, the information in there as to product research is up to date. But primarily what we're doing is we are looking for products that are successfully selling well right now within the past month. And we want to see that they've sold multiple times in the past month, like close to at least 3 times in the past month, if not more. That shows me that those products are trending right now. And then if we could find a similar product that has a lot of the same features as the one that's doing well, we're going to go ahead and sell that product. Now, I don't really focus on selling the same product as other dropshippers anymore, because that just creates a lot of competition and race to the bottom that's not necessary. We're going to look for similar products that have a lot of the same features and that we can sell for a similar price as well, to kind of introduce a new item to the marketplace. Carrie says, to get tax exempt, you can't use AutoDS, right? Are you manually ordering from Amazon? If so, you're not using Prime. Yeah, if you're drop shipping from Amazon, you can't use Prime. Prime's not an option. If you do use Amazon Prime, your Prime account is going to get shut down. So you want to use just a regular Amazon account. Now, if you use a regular Amazon account, that account can be tax exempt, which saves you a bunch of money. So it's definitely the route you want to go. But you could also go the route of having AutoDS automatically fulfill the orders for you. And with that choice, there's two ways that AutoDS can do it. They can use their own accounts or they can use your accounts. And if they use your accounts, they can be tax exempt. But it's sometimes easier just to have them use theirs. Greg says, for Facebook Marketplace, when I register for a resale certificate with Walmart, once I fill out the forms, is it safe to assume I mail the form to Walmart, or do they allow us to email or send completed form online? It's been a while since I've done this, but I'm pretty sure there is a way to email it to them. And is that information not in the course? I'm going to take a screenshot of this and check if that has to be updated. But from what I remember, you just send it to them online through an email, and that way you don't have to mail it physically. Yeah, Wally, I sent you an email last night. So check your email inbox. I got you back into the course. So you should be good to go now. Rivi says, I'm listing 30 items a day. Will it be an issue if I increase to 100 items daily? I'm not sure. I don't have enough information on that. Like, how long has your account been around? How long you've been listing 30 items a day? You never want to increase too quickly. But if you're doing 30 a day, that's a pretty good clip. And it shouldn't matter if you jump too much. But, maybe jump to like 50 a day for a while, and then 70, and then up to 100 if you want. Okay. So he says, I have about 900 active listings. But again, I don't know how long you've been doing this. Some days I get $550 in sales. Some days I'm just getting $150. Is that normal? Yeah, it can be normal, especially if you're new, which again, I don't know how long you've been doing this. But even with 900 active listings, if you're new, it's very normal to have fluctuations. Even if you're not new, it's normal to have fluctuations. But for new people, it's certainly normal to have larger fluctuations like you're having. And that's just because eBay's kind of testing you, right? They want to see that you are able to fulfill orders and that you're actually going to make customers happy. And they kind of want to pace things along. That's kind of my theory as to why there's fluctuations, but other reasons are just the demands of the products. Some of the products that might be your most popular might be going in and out of stock. And if they're some of your most popular items, even if you just have one really popular item that goes out of stock, that can make your sales go from $550 to $150 for a day easily. That's why it's really important to just keep adding more products so you get more of those popular products. And the more of those winning products that you find, the more things will just even out over time. There'll be less fluctuations in price. Gerardo says, do you recommend an eBay store subscription for lower eBay fees? Yeah, you can, Gerardo. So what Gerardo's talking about is, let me see if I can find this real quick for you. Oh shoot, I lost my whole live stream. Okay, there we go. So when you are selling on eBay, you can sign up for what's called an eBay store subscription. And the store subscription comes with some benefits. The first benefit of a store subscription is that you get more free listings every month. So every account gets a certain number of free listings that they don't charge you to list the items, and you get more of those the more expensive the plan is with eBay. In addition to that, you can also save on your final value fee. The final value fee is how much eBay takes out of the sale price of the item. So The confusing thing is that eBay doesn't really put all this in one place because there's also a free plan, and this page explains the benefits of the paid plans, but it doesn't tell you the benefits of the free plan. So it gets kind of confusing, and I think they intentionally kind of hide it from you so that you are tempted to sign up for a paid plan. So, like I said, it gets a bit confusing, but you have to do the math on this. Inside my course, I've done the math for you. I tell you at what point it makes sense to jump to a basic store. But what I will tell you is that the lowest price store is a starter store, and there's really no benefit of that. You don't really get a huge discount for that. So if you're going to jump from the free plan, you should jump to the basic store and just skip the starter store. Because with the basic store, you get 1,000 free listings a month. I think I got more than that. That's interesting. And it's only 20 and then 25 cents for each one after that. And then you also get, a lower final value fee with the basic store. And you don't get a lower value fee with the starter store. So that alone is a good reason to jump as well. But you kind of have to do the math for yourself. It depends. This factor of the final value fee really depends on the price of the items that you're selling and how much volume and sales volume you're doing on eBay, whether that's a factor. Good question. George says, I'm doing dropshipping on Facebook Marketplace. I want to start Amazon FBA. What do you think? Amazon FBA is great. But what kind of Amazon FBA? Because there's so many different ways to do Amazon FBA. The one I have experience with is basically online arbitrage, where you order stuff from other websites like Nike.com, Kohl's.com, even eBay.com, and send it all into Amazon and have Amazon ship it out to customers and do order fulfillment through their FBA program. So it's not drop shipping, it's we're buying the products up front and then sending them to Amazon. In particular, the method I found the most success with is eBay to Amazon, eBay to Amazon FBA. And that's through my buddy Steve's program. He has an E to A masterclass where he teaches how to do that. And that's what I had the most success with when it came to Amazon FBA. But there's certainly other ways to do FBA. Cyberplayer says, I heard AutoDS has their own product research tool now. If you used it, how does it compare to Zeek Analytics? So AutoDS is a software that I use to list products onto eBay. It will automatically change the price of them if the price changes on my supplier's website. And same thing with the stock level. So AutoDS, I know for a while they've had a tool where it basically gives you products and just says, hey, sell this product. But I like Zeek Analytics because it really breaks down for you. You can make a choice based on your criteria. And it'll say, hey, this item's selling this many times in a month. And you can look at different suppliers as well. So I really like Zeek Analytics for that reason. If AutoDS has a new product research tool, I'm not aware of it. I'll have to check it out. But I never look at their product research tool because I just love Zeek Analytics and have had so much success using Zeek Analytics for product research. I'm a bit confused on what you mean by selling only. So I'm not sure in what context is this, Gerardo? Is this like, did I say this in a video? Did I say this in one of the courses? So there have been times in the past where I said, hey, if you're buying stuff from Amazon, only select items that qualify for Amazon Prime, Amazon FBA items. So let me show you what I mean and why, and just kind of provide some clarification here, especially considering that I'm telling people not to use Prime. I know this can maybe get confusing here. So let's search here for something like this. So I just came over to Amazon and I just searched for like tables here. So what you're looking for, if you're going to drop ship from Amazon, you only want to use products that are in Amazon's FBA program, meaning the item is in Amazon's warehouse, and if you were to order it for a customer, it's going to ship to the customer because you're drop shipping. If you're going to order it, Amazon is the one who's going to ship it out from their warehouse and send it to the customer. So anything that says Prime fits that criteria. If it's Prime, it means there's like a 98% chance that if it says Prime, it's going to ship out by Amazon. So if we open up this one, let's see if I can find examples of all the different scenarios that can come up. So this says, this is exactly what I was talking about. Let me find a different one because that's already messing up my example. Let's see. Okay, so this one right here, this table on the right here under the buy button, it says it's sold by Amazon. We don't care if it's sold by Amazon or someone else. All we care about is that it ships from Amazon. If it ships from Amazon, that's good. That's what we want. So let me find an example of maybe something else that is not sold by Amazon but does ship by Amazon. So that's a good example. So this product right here, it says ships from, then the name of the company. So that's what you want to avoid. You want to avoid items that are shipping from a third-party company because they're not going to have as good order fulfillment. Oh, shoot, I'm blocking it with my face. They're not going to have, as he says, ships from and some other company here, they're not going to have as good order fulfillment as Amazon themselves. So sometimes it will say, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find an example this quickly. Sometimes it will say it is sold by like Zen Style, but ships from Amazon. That's okay too. But what you don't want is these ones that say ship from and some third-party company here. Let's try this one right here. Yeah, so I'm not able to find one this quickly, but as long as it says ships from Amazon.com, that's what you're interested in. Now, again, you're not going to use Prime, but it doesn't matter. It's still going to ship from Amazon if it says ship from Amazon, and that's what we care about. Okay. Does Hip Shipper solve that problem? Actually, I don't know. I mean, so Hip Shipper is a company that helps you ship items to customers overseas. I don't know if you can use Hip Shipper with Amazon because, again, you don't have tracking numbers. I don't know. But even if it did solve that issue, it would present a new issue, which is the returns. eBay's eating the cost of returns, and I doubt Hip Shipper is doing that. So that's kind of, you're gaining one thing but losing another. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Can you show me the best way to set the shipping policy for the item so it will only ship to USA customers? Yeah, so that I don't know if I have any videos here about that on YouTube, but I do have videos inside my course. When you're setting up your eBay account, follow along on the settings with me because you're going to have to put in there that you don't ship to certain locations. And if you do it right, then you're not going to get orders for customers overseas or customers in Puerto Rico or anything like that. Yeah, trying to keep you guys updated on what's going on in the world. Mohammed says, I hear a lot of people saying that drop shipping on eBay, sooner or later your account will be banned. I've been doing this drop shipping and everything is fine. Should I expect that it is normal that my account will be banned? No, that's not normal. Again, like I said in the beginning, I don't know who's saying that, but rumors get started and there's just no merit to them. I talk to people every day that are drop shipping and we're not seeing this happening. Do people get banned sometimes? Certainly. Yeah, it does happen on eBay, but there is no indication that is happening just to drop shippers or because they're drop shipping or anything like that. My pleasure. Let's see. I lost my place here. So give me a second one. I don't know what is with all this FUD in the chat today. D-Shack says, I hear a lot of YouTubers saying Facebook Marketplace is dying / dead. What is your take on this? Is that why there's more focus on eBay? Or is still a lot of opportunity on Facebook? There's still a lot of opportunity on Facebook. I mean, it's not as strong as it was 2 years ago, but nothing was. I mean, that was the pandemic. That was the height of e-commerce. So things have cooled off a bit, but that showed the potential where things are going. So no, I don't think it's dead. No, unfortunately, I can't help with that. I don't know anything about that. He's asking about living in Poland and buying an eBay US stealth account. So JMC says, as you mentioned, Paul, Amazon and Walmart, they have their own tracking numbers. So do you upload their tracking numbers to your buyer, or how do you do this personally? So yeah, you can't use those tracking numbers. Walmart doesn't even give you a tracking number. And Amazon, they use their own tracking numbers. So you can't upload those into eBay. You shouldn't. So what do? Well, if you use some services, like if you use AutoDS, this is another benefit of using AutoDS's order fulfillment, is that they will actually, if you choose in the settings, they will actually change those tracking numbers into ones that you can upload into eBay. So you can just go that route. The other route, if you're not doing that, is you can use a third-party service that converts them into like Blue Care Express, or you can use TrackTaco, which is a way to kind of generate tracking numbers. So that those are all options that you can use instead of using the tracking numbers or lack of tracking numbers given to you. D-Shack says, at long last, I finally got a credit card with a $1,000 limit. How would you suggest I scale to maximize my card to keep building without maxing out a card while waiting on marketplace payouts? Yeah, I mean, my advice is don't limit yourself based on the card. I would just start working your way into building your dropshipping store, and if you run into the limit where you hit it, then you can just basically turn off your store so you don't get any more sales until you actually get paid out by the marketplace. You can pay off your card, and then once it clears, then you can start selling more products. So what I mean by that is I wouldn't just limit yourself in the beginning intentionally so that you don't hit your limit. I would let that problem happen if it happens, okay? Because that means that your store is growing. And there's a chance, honestly, that in the beginning, things are going to move slow for you because you are learning, you're figuring out how it works. So it might naturally go slow for you anyway in the beginning. And during that time, you can use the card to fulfill the orders you get. You can request higher limits, and then that's going to grow your card into a higher limit when you're ready for it as well. So that's the way I would approach it if I was you. I will check that out. I haven't watched his videos in a while, so I'm not sure. We talked about that in the beginning, so go check it out. Sweet. Okay. So let me look something up here. I want to see what Cyberplayer was talking about. I'll go ahead and look this up. Was this the thing about their own product research tool? So yeah, I'll have to look that up later. But cool. So we got through the news this week. We got through all of the questions as well. So I don't think there's any more questions in here. I don't think so. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I do the live streams every single Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So if you didn't make it to this one and didn't get to ask your question, make sure to come to next week's live Q&A, because again, next week we'll be doing some product research live for you so you can see exactly how that's done. Thanks everyone for hanging out, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.